Hello and welcome to yet another Momir. Yeah, we will play first. I was thinking maybe we can play second for once, see what that changes to the results. If you haven't checked out the last one, I actually forgot the count. I think it was number 7. This is number 8. It was an insane game. I basically got an insane 7 drop, which almost won the game, but he got an insane 8 drop, which I followed up with an insane 8 drop, and then he got an even better, an 8 drop to counter my 8 drop, and then he got the not 8 drop. Stuff like that. I mean, it doesn't sound like anything here. 2-2 first strike. Obviously, I want to make a 3 drop here, but I won't. If I had a forest, I would have played it just to be able to attack with a skin shifter and actually to make it a 4-4, even if it costs me a mana, because I'm not making the 3 drop here. He has the advantage or the tempo at this point. That's pretty good one. So basically it stops any creature with less than 7 power to do anything. But I mean, wow, that's annoying that it does that every time. We get a 2-2 that can become unblockable, so I will play an island eventually because it does allow us to get through some damage if we need to. Let's just check out what someone is saying because he's at work and I have to. Sekishima actually is pretty good. I assume he picks the Ruby Leech. I would pick the Ruby Leech. I mean, 2-2 first striker on this board is pretty good. The Wall of Nets just puts you in a defensive position. You can obviously also pick this and go for the unblockable. I have no clue why you would pick that. I mean, you have to use mana for it to make it a 4-4. While with the 2-2 first striker, you can always keep on attacking, and as soon as you lose the tempo, you have a 4-4 first strike basically. That's not bad, it's just a 4-4 flyer. The wish counters don't do anything for me because it basically allows me to make an extra land trap, but then I lose value on the Momir. So in this case he can attack unless he drops a forest, and then he can block with it. Can attack with it. But he has to invest the mana if I block with Skin Shifter anyway, which I'm willing to do to make him force him to make a 4 drop over a 5 drop. I don't think it's a good play by him because I can easily call the bluff. I mean, if I don't block, what is he gonna do, right? Is it just gonna use the mana and hit me for 4? Oh, it actually gains trample. That's actually better than I thought. That doesn't work either because it's a token. We will see what we get here before we make a move. We discard Mountain. That's pretty bad, but obviously we can double block there then. Let's go on the offense with our flyer. Because we have it now. We can only attack with flyers because of all of nets. So the last game, really interesting. Lots of swings there. He already activated this, which is odd. How he gains flying like that. So he just attacks with that. I'm gonna win the race then, right? I mean, I obviously make the block here. Have a 3-3 blocker for whatever he does for next attacks and just take 2 while I hit for 4 myself. Don't think that's a great attack. I mean, he's down on draws here, or down on mana, what he's dropping. He does have a 3-3 Swamp Walker now, and I do have swamps, so yeah. So let's see what our 7 drop is. It is a 5-5 flying first strike. That's sick. That's just sick. It basically wins me the game, right? I mean, this does 8, and then next turn this does 10 or 8. Wow, Kiselda, the nuts. It also bumps this to a 6, so I can't attack with Wall of Nets, but obviously I can block whatever he attacks with except this. He's making 7 drop, which is a 6/6, pretty good 6/6, but I mean this is lethal. He doesn't have a lethal attack, so this game is mine. Yep. Off to the second one. He chooses to play first, so we will make 2/2 drops, I guess. And we'll be casting mountains. Most people's decks have a lot of mountains in them. This guy doesn't make 2 drops, which is the old strategy and the pretty standard strategy that I also used. This is fine. No, it's not activation. I thought it was that you could sacrifice him, but it's just when he comes into play. He makes a 3 drop, and unless this is really good, wow, that's actually really good. But I mean, I can just make it to a drop here and hope to get a mana acceleration. Instead, I get creatures you control and something to make creatures. So yeah, if I do get planes, I will use the planes just because this is in play. I think giving all my creatures +1/+0 sometimes is worth it. Obviously, Azorius Guild Mage is the nuts, but that's useless. It's just a 2/2. So we'll make a 4 drop here, which is a 3/2 Shroud. But this basically, wow, it stops a lot from me. I can only attack with 5s, and even if it basically also removes anything he blocks, because it's a delay trigger as well. So I can only attack with my best creature, and then when I do, I probably should have blocked with the 3/2, but that doesn't really matter. It creates a delay trigger, so even when it dies, it still triggers at the end of combat, and it bounces the creature. So yeah, even the charging Rhino can get through, right? A 0/5. Just trying to organize poker tonight. A 6/5 that has to attack every turn, so we basically can't trade these 2 for it. We're taking 2 every turn, but we have plenty of time, right? And we're also making 6 drops. Hope to get something really good. We just get a 4/5, and that can't go through either. But now we can double block this. He can probably kill this, but that doesn't matter at this point. We'll see what his 7 drop is though. And he gets a 5/5 trample. So yeah, I think we trade off this and this one for it, because then this next turn I can block with these 2. It's no artifact, so if this came in later or had to sacrifice, I could have killed it. But we are taking 2 flying damage every turn at this point, and can't amount an offense yet, mainly because of that. We get a 10/10 fading 2. Wow, that's terrible. At least we can attack with a 10/10 fading 2, right? Yeah, I mean, if he wants to block with the remember him, I'm all for it, boy. Man, if you want to waste this on this, which is gonna die anyway, I'm all for it. If he gets a really good 8 drop, I have to keep it on defense. It will buy me time. He actually gets Ashen Riders, which is really good, and he should just remove a land. Just remove a land, and it's probably GG. I mean, it also does it when it dies. Yeah, he's going for the land, which is probably the right pick, and it's also flying. So he probably attacks with these two. No, he doesn't. That's odd. Now I have two options. I can either attack with this, but then I can get hit back by both of these. And there are problems. So let's say I attack first and he blocks with this, he removes land, I can make a 6 drop, right? If I make a 7 drop first and it's really good when I attack and he blocks, he kills the 7 drop. So I think I have to attack first and see what it does and then make my decision. Obviously it's between making a 6 or 7 drop. He doesn't block yet, which is probably the correct play. He gains more information. The 10 life is going to make a huge difference seeing as he's on the offense. And I have to get something really, really good to win this at this point. And even if I do, he has the Ashen Riders to get rid of it. Instead I get Umbra Stalker. Yeah, that's 0/0. And I got an email. Nothing interesting, obviously. That's pretty good for me, by the way. This says die, so it has to go to the graveyard. Instead, it goes to the hand. So he's only left with a 5/5 at this point. I'm up in life. Obviously, I'm making 7 drops over his 8 drops. So I'm down there because of it, but I mean, that's probably one of the best cards I could hope he could get. We get a 4/4, so if it attacks with a 5/5, we let it through. We go to 9, then we make another creature. I think we're still on the back foot, of course. I mean, he's making 8 drops, I'm making 7 drops. But we were on the back foot already, so yeah. He gets a 6/7 trample that does damage equal to the sacrifice. So that's 8. Yeah, that's 8 damage. And it has trample, so unless I get something really good here, I am dead next turn when he attacks with both and sacrifices Bush. And we get... That's pretty good, we get a 9/9. It's equal to my life total, so I obviously have to do things, but now... so what you should do is sacrifice Bush, or at least attack with both of them, see how I block, sacrifice Bush to do damage, and this becomes a 1/1, and it will stay a 1/1. That's probably the best thing, because I can't block like this, I have to block like this, so the block is obvious. If he sacrifices before he attacks, I obviously double block this and then trade these two for that, else I have to block like this and then he can sacrifice it and trade these for this, but I'll still have the 1/1. So that should be the better play for him. He makes a 4-drop for some other reason, no clue why. Obviously to sacrifice Bush as well. But I mean, I would first attack to see what happens exactly. But the attack is obvious, attack with both, block, block. He sacrifices Bush, this becomes a 1/1, this dies, he has a 5/5 and a 4/3 against my 1/1. Yep. I can block different, because then just trample damage goes through, I go to 7, he sacrifices Bush, I die. He can actually do 8 damage to a creature. But yeah, obviously it goes to my face. Yep. I have a 1/1 and I need to hit something really good. Again, I mean the avatar was already something really good. We get a 7/7 that mills me. I mean, it's fine, it's not something terrible, but it does put a fast clock on me as well. See what his 8-drop is. It's a 1/1 morph. Yeah, terrible card. He can't attack here because he's basically trading one of his good creatures for a terrible creature of me. I can't attack either anyway because we'll just trade like this, unless of course I get a really good 7-drop again. But so yeah, I mill 7. That's a bit annoying in my opinion. This. Oh, cancel the order automatically. I didn't see that. We'll do that then for the next upkeep. What do we get? We get... It kills me. Okay, that's funny. It would have been decent, I guess. No. We just did two creatures. This dies, this dies. It's a 5/5. Yeah, it would be fine if it didn't kill me. So I want mulligan to 6, obviously. We'll make it to a drop again. I mean, one of these times it will be mana acceleration or the Azorius Guildmage, right? Right? It has to happen. It's a Sparksmith. It's actually a really good card though. It does damage to me, but it's really good removal. If you get any other kind of goblin, it's still really good removal. And block can basically do 2 damage to something. So I'm not too scared about that. I don't want to use Sparksmith up yet. I will take the 2 damage when he attacks with it. I mean, it's just a 2/2 vanilla, right? See, his 3-drop. It is a 2/1. See, I mean, something like that, Sparksmith just kills it. So we'll Sparksmith that, and then just take another 2. We'll take damage. We'll Momir here. And discard an island, it's not needed anymore. We get a 3/2 flying first strike haste. That's pretty good. Basically it has a 4/2 because of the first strike. Oh, it has haste! Why? Any player may activate his ability. That's interesting. I don't think his board is good enough, so we will use it twice just to temper him. He can use it again on us, but I mean our board advantage is in the lead, right? We take 5, we deal 3 every time. We basically trade 2 for 3, and this becomes a bigger creature. I should have attacked with it last turn as well. But that's just my fault, right? We missed 3 damage and we missed 3 life. Wait, it doesn't have lifelink? Oh, it doesn't have lifelink! What am I doing? So we can activate this now, which I'm fine with. I mean, well, I thought it has lifelink. What am I? Wow, I missed 3 damage. I suck balls. Why is this a golden border though? That's odd. It's the very first time I saw something like that. So it makes a 3-drop here, a 5-drop, and he gets a 1/3. That's pretty terrible. So we can attack for 5 here, yeah. But basically we're making bigger drops than him. He will make us discard 3 cards next turn, I guess. So we will just make a 6-drop. It doesn't matter if you let him discard something, because he can just let us make. As long as we put pressure on him. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. Just a 3/4. But basically a 3/4 blocks anything for him. So yeah, it doesn't do anything, but it's a 3/4 anyway. So in this case we're putting pressure on him, so he has to make drops, and he can't use this. And as long as he can't use that, we keep making bigger drops. Protection from lands, I mean, yeah, it might be good. From that creature type, or what is it? Card types, I thought it was color or something, but it has protection from lands. So yeah, he's gonna make me discard my hand, but I mean if he wants to waste an entire turn making me discard my hand while I have the board advantage, that's fine for me. He will go up and make 7 drops then though, but this actually gives a fun bonus to Momir. Maybe they should just add this in game, right? Every turn you may pay 2 only once each turn, and it discards an opponent's card. I mean, wow, that's pretty good. Flying first strike as well. and I gain 1 life every turn. If it's in my graveyard or on the battlefield, yeah. So I mean I have a 4/3 first strike, a 3/2 first strike haste flyer, so I have 2 flyer first strikers. He goes down to this only does to target creature. Yeah. He has a 6/4, which can trade like this. That's fine. You gain a life. We'll use this, obviously. I will activate Momir as well. So he's making 7 drops, I'm making 6 drops, but green or white creature you control back to your hand. So here we have the option to remove this or this. So we just remove this itself, right? It's just a 4/4 first strike. Well, this is a 4/3 flying first striker, which gains me life. Now the option is what to attack with. If you attack with this, he goes down to 8. If you attack with this, he's dead next turn unless he gets a flyer, so we attack with the fire main and keep this behind to block. He then goes down to 7, and we're representing lethal next turn. Obviously he can pay here, but I mean we can just block and shoot it. This can block anything. We take 3, we go down to 9 because of the Sparksmith. He can only make a 5 drop, stuff like that. So he has to get a flyer here. And he's still choosing on how to block. I think you'd not pay because you need a flyer, you need an out, you're looking for a big creature to save you, and I don't think it's there at 5. It's more likely to be there at 7. So yeah, he loses. We have lethal. The 6/4 doesn't do anything. I mean we should yeah, we can block like this. It says deals damage to a creature, yeah. And then before damage we shoot it. This will grow even. Boop. It has first. Oh, it also has first strike, obviously. I'm an idiot. I didn't notice it has first strike. I'm an idiot. I gave away the win. Yeah, I should have just not blocked or something. Wow, that's 2 mistakes too many. But we get another flyer. I mean, we're real lucky here. He is getting junk and we are getting decent creatures. So he has to have removal for 2 flyers at this point. Seems highly unlikely, or do 13 damage somehow. He has a 7/7 trample, but it doesn't do anything. And we win, despite our bad play, to be honest. We missed 3 damage once, we blocked wrong, we still got there, but that's basically Momir, right? It's not all play skill, sometimes you just have to get lucky and get there. Thanks for watching, and see you in the future.